Hello everyone, it's Mystic Juicer with another celebration video. So we made it to 300 subscribers. That is super awesome. Thank you all, both new subscribers and old subscribers who have been here for a while. Maybe some of you from the very beginning, back when the content was very sparse and very bad. Thank you all for sticking it out. And welcome to everybody who subscribed quite recently. Thank you very much for the subscriptions. Makes me feel very good to see that the channel is still growing and people are still appreciating the content, even as I stray a little bit from the pure Yomi focus that it was at the very beginning. I just wanted to do a quick channel update and apologies for any of the sound quality issues. I am a little bit sick at the moment, so thank you for bearing with me. But did want to take a sec because it has been a couple of weeks since we hit 300, and I just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Again, I say it every time, but I really appreciate any of the positive and all of the positive feedback and kudos and stuff, and especially watching that subscriber number go up does make me feel pretty darn good. So I just want to do a quick state of the channel thing, talking mostly about kind of the three main games that I'm making videos for, or that I will be making videos for, and maybe some different stuff that I might be doing in the near future. So let's start with Yomi. Really pleased since a couple of months ago, actually, a lot of tournaments have started back up, namely two major tournaments in the Yomi community, which is International Yomi League 5. So version 5 is now up and running and in progress. And huge shout outs to Vengeful Pickle, who is a newer player in the scene. Just dropped into the forums fairly recently in the last couple of months, and just decided, like, hey, I really liked hearing about this IYL thing. I think it's fantastic. I noticed there's not a lot of tournaments going on right now. Would anybody mind if I started running it? And yeah, he's organized it. He set everything up, and it is running and underway. So I have a couple of videos of my own matches so far. I will be releasing those after I do commentary for them, of course. And this also means that I should be able to jump in on some matches as they are happening in the next little while, and start producing the kind of content that I really love making for Yomi, which is commentating other people's games. I know like both kinds of content are interesting for different groups. I think watching first-person Yomi with commentary can be very good for learning kind of hand management and valuation skills. But my favorite kind of content to make is where there is no hand information from either player, and you are just basically playing Yomi along with both participants. That's when I get the hypest. That's when you can, I don't know, I love that tension between the known information of the discards that you've been tracking as you watch, and then informed guesses about what either player might be doing with their hand and their turns and stuff like that. That's the stuff I really like engaging with and like making content for. So the fact that IYL is back on and there's more Yomi happening means that I should be able to catch a lot more matches if I could just stop being so busy at work and stop getting sick so regularly. So yeah, so stay tuned for stuff like that. Jenga Jam also randomly descended from the mountain upon which he meditates for 9 months out of the year and has decided to run Summer Smash, which is now in its 4th incarnation. So that is rad. I'm signed up for both of those tournaments. I was originally planning to run another 19xx format tournament because people do enjoy that, and specifically a lot of people who are not thrilled with the kind of general standard counterpick meta in the 20xx formats, as they are now called. you know, we're looking forward to participating in that. I will be running it. I've just delayed it because I can't run that tournament and participate in it and participate in 2 other tournaments. I just don't have the free time to be able to do that. So I'm taking the selfish position and going to hold off on that till probably late summer, maybe around August or so, once IYL has gone past pool play and is in the playoffs, and Summer Smash is also in its kind of top 8 or 4 or wherever we're at that point. So that's where we're at with Yomi. Very happy to say that I've gotten over my character crisis. I'm no longer a Rook main or a Rook player of any kind, really, except in very, very specific circumstances. I've settled on Troc and Onimaru as my go-to mains, and I'm very, very happy with both of those characters. And then I've been playing a bit, I've been playing heavily into the counterpick meta, which is just, you know, based on who I'm playing, counterpick as hard as possible with the character I know the best. And you know, that's been a very interesting shift for me from a like character specialist focus to a more counterpick based approach to the game. And I thought that initially that would take a lot of the fun out of the game for me, but I found it's actually been a great excuse to start learning a bunch of other members of the cast, which has been a lot of fun because the Yomi characters are really cool. I've picked up Gloria and a couple of other characters, Minelker in some circumstances. It's been a lot of fun to learn, actually. So it's been really cool. What I am going to start doing for my own recorded games is I'm only going to commentate. I'm not going to commentate them all. I'm going to commentate only the ones that have kind of interesting characters that I haven't played so much. I want to see how that goes, and hopefully there'll be enough other content for Yomi that it won't feel neglected. Because I do still love the game, still love making commentary for it, making videos for it, so that will continue. Moving on to Codex. So very recently I started putting up some more Codex videos from Fantasy Strike Expo, and I still love that game. I have a ton of learning to do in that game, which I would love to do more frequently. The issue is that again, I'm so busy with work and with getting sick all the time, freaking summer colds, that I just haven't had the opportunity. And because there's no rules enforced online implementation, it's kind of more difficult for me to get matches and record them. That's basically what it comes down to. I would love to have some regular meetups and stuff to record Codex games, but or to play them online through Tabletopia. I think that works quite well, and reaction's been pretty positive to those videos. But it's just harder to make that happen. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I would still eventually, I still have this idea that I would do like a Getting Good at Codex series like I did for Yomi. The only issue there is, again, that content is a little bit more able to be produced without having other people to, you know, play the other side. You know, I don't have to rely on somebody else. The issue is it's basically 2 or 3 times as time intensive to make those kinds of videos. And I am nowhere near the level of knowledge of that game to feel like I have any business making that content quite yet. So give it a couple of months or maybe this next year, and you might see some of that stuff. But I don't want to promise too much just because I tend to get busy. So we'll see. We'll see on that stuff. But I would love to make it. So that's basically Codex. Fantasy Strike. So as that game gets online, gets net play, you will be seeing a fair amount of Fantasy Strike, especially if the matchmaking is good and I can get good connections with my internet connection, which is a little bit Canadian Fisher price. but yeah, that's a game I'm really excited to make content for. Reaction to the little content that I have made has been really positive, so thank you very much. And for those of you that have signed up for the channel specifically for that stuff, stay tuned. I do want to start making more robust tutorial and learning material for that because it's relatively easy to do. I'd like the training mode to be have a few more options, like a bit more programming that you can do for your opponent. And then that stuff will get much more interesting to me to use, and then I'll start producing content for it. Expect to see a lot of Rook and a lot of Midori. Both of those grappler characters are absolutely my jam in that game, and they are a ton of fun to play and very different from each other, which is very cool. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Again, as online play, like I will start recording sessions. I'll do some, live commentary videos maybe, or if that doesn't work out, I'll just shift back to making commentary after the fact, which is, I'm happy to do anyway, and I think is pretty good. If there's a spectator mode, I will absolutely jump into there, and it'd be very interesting to do some commentary on a fighting game where I'm not one of the participants, so I can't talk through, so I have to imagine decision-making process. And I think that'll also be helpful for me in terms of learning the game and shoring up my own skills in that game. So that should be very cool. I do have a couple of games that I played against Raziek when he came to visit a little while. I guess it's been 2 or 3 weeks now. He dropped by for a little while, and we played some games, so I will put that content up. And then again, hopefully online soon. I am super jazzed about that game and really look forward to trying to build any kind of online scene or following, because it is so good for new players. Like I mean, I think I've mentioned it in every video that I've produced, and I'm gonna keep doing it because it's just been one of the easiest games to pick up and actually feel like I am playing like a version of the game as intended, of the real game, like doing proper zoning and punishing jump-ins, like, like actually playing the game plan of the character, not at as high level as I could be, but nevertheless, I'm not, just whiffing special moves constantly. I'm not just badly executing 360s and command grabs and stuff like that. I'm actually doing the thing, and that is massively cool to me. Very massively cool. So stay tuned for that. And other stuff. So I have been toying with the idea of producing some videos of me just playing some other games. A little while ago, I was really struggling. Actually, the first time that I tried making this video, and then the audio content got garbled, so I had to recreate it a couple weeks later when I noticed. I've actually found that I've picked up a couple of games recently, kind of cheap Steam games at the moment, that I'm having a lot of fun with, and that I might as well like make a video or two of anyway, just to see if I can make that stuff interesting. It is neat. But one specific game that I've already started producing videos for, and they should be going live very shortly after this video, actually as shortly as possible. And I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit different. It's kind of a let's play, but maybe not a typical let's play. It's kind of like I'm calling it Let's Love. So it's like same idea with Yomi and Codex and Fantasy Strike. It's playing games that I really enjoy, and that I want to just highlight like what about them, some specific things about those games that I just really love, and that I want to share with everybody who watches the channel or is interested. So if you kind of like, the thought processes that I have and kind of the way that I engage with games, I hope you'll give it a shot, see if it's something that interests you. Hopefully I've intrigued you with some of the teases here. And yeah, let me know what you think, and we'll see how it goes. And yeah, that's basically the state of the union here. Again, thank you so much to everybody who watches the content. For every like, for every subscribe, for every comment. I do read them all. Luckily, my channel is still small enough that I can still say that and do that. It just makes my heart, like, it just makes me smile anytime I see a comment or a like or anything like that. Any indication that people are watching, and you know, in whatever numbers, doesn't matter to me if it's 1 or 2 or 3, 4, 5 people. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys tune in and that you enjoy the stuff that I'm making. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, we'll see what the coming year we'll see what the coming year brings, and see where we are in 12 months. So I think what I'm going to start doing is start making these videos maybe once a year, or maybe at like larger milestones. So maybe wait until 500 subscribers. That would be pretty rad. But yeah, because I mean, generally it's just kind of a channel update. It's not anything super new. But I appreciate to those of you that watch. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, take care. Cheers. Mystic Juicer out.